The Gippsland lakes are a wonderful place to come and explore. They've got a whole diversity of habitats that are really, really important. Great things like seagrass beds, our salt marsh and all the birds that come to visit over the summer months. It's a really exciting place to be.
My great-grandfather Robert Allen fished for mud oysters in the 1880s, 90s and into the early 1900s, but there are species that just declined.
So we're standing at the Norumalang jetty here on the Gippsland Lakes in eastern Victoria, and behind me is our Shellfish Reef restoration site where we have 17 shellfish reef patches that we're in the process of restoring. Shellfish reefs were once an abundant ecosystem that occurred all around eastern and southern parts of Australia. We're on a mission to bring these ecosystems that have been lost back from the brink of extinction. Shellfish reefs have a range of benefits, including boosting local biodiversity. They improve local fish stocks. They can also help improve localised water quality. And really fortunately here in the Gippsland Lakes we have a natural abundance of blue mussels, and so they're naturally recruiting onto the reefs. And the last time we looked at the reefs, which was only a few months after they'd been built, we were already seeing natural recruitment of mussels onto the limestone reef base. So the first step was to find a population of those Australian flat oysters. So we collected those individuals and then we took them to a hatchery facility in Queenscliff. They got those adults to release their larvae, which were then settled onto recycled shells that have been collected from restaurants around Melbourne.
Our community engagement specifically involves citizen science and volunteering. At the moment we're running an oyster gardening volunteer program. Their task will be to maintain the basket and also to monitor the oysters' growth over the coming months until TNC is ready to seed onto the constructed shellfish reef.
Because what we're doing is trying to create natural biogenic reefs where the shellfish that we seed onto the reefs will eventually naturally produce their own reef substrate and create a three-dimensional structure with time that will be self-sustaining.
So a project like this, installing a shellfish reef, will help the aquatic biodiversity in the lakes, and the more diversity that we have in and around the lakes will help the site adapt over time, particularly to a changing climate, and help keep some of the values that we're really interested in and around the lakes.
I'm a marine scientist and I've always been super passionate about conservation, and the opportunity to do something like this, having such a positive impact and bringing back a once lost ecosystem, is an incredibly rewarding and fantastic thing to be involved with.
Well, if this trial's successful, hopefully there'll be oysters everywhere.